If you have ever walked through the departure hall of Suvarna Bhumi Airport in Bangkok, you have likely stood in awe before a massive, glistening sculpture of gods and demons pulling a giant serpent. This is not merely public art, it is a representation of the Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean of milk, an epic episode from Vedic literature that serves as a profound metaphor for the struggle between opposing forces in the search for the ultimate prize, immortality. The cosmic yin and yang. In the beginning of time, before Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, was born, the universe was held in a delicate balance between two types of cosmic forces, the devas, gods, and the asuras, demons. You can think of them as the yin and yang of the universe. The devas represented light, warmth, and conscious action, while the asuras represented the darker, colder tendencies of the ego, greed, selfishness, and jealousy. For ages, these forces were locked in a stalemate. However, the balance shifted when Indra, the king of the devas, was cursed with weakness by a hot-tempered sage for his arrogance. Seizing the opportunity, the asuras gained control of the earth, threatening to transform mankind into a dark reflection of their own chaotic nature. The Great Alliance and the Celestial Rope. To restore balance, the devas sought the counsel of Vishnu, who revealed that the elixir of life Amrita was hidden within the celestial ocean. To extract it, the devas and asuras would have to form a temporary, uneasy alliance to churn the ocean, a task so immense it required the combined strength of both light and dark. They used Mount Mandara as the churning rod and the great serpent Vasuki as the rope. In a clever bit of psychological warfare, the devas pretended to protest against holding the tail of the serpent, claiming it was inferior. The asuras, falling for the prideful bait, demanded to hold the head instead. Vishnu secretly smiled, he knew the head of the serpent would breathe fire and poisonous fumes, weakening the demons as they worked. The sinking mountain and the turtle avatar. As they began to rotate the mountain, its sheer weight caused it to sink into the ocean floor. To save the mission, Vishnu transformed himself into Kurm, a gigantic turtle, and dove to the bottom to allow the mountain to rest on his shell. This scientific shield of the divine provided the stable foundation necessary for the churning to continue. As the ocean churned, it first vomited a lethal blue poison called hala hala. This toxin was so potent it threatened to wipe out all of creation. In an act of supreme sacrifice, Lord Shiva agreed to swallow the poison. To prevent it from spreading through his body, his consort Parvati gripped his throat, trapping the poison there and turning his neck blue, which is why Shiva is eternally known as Nilakanta, the blue-throated one. The 14 gems of the ocean. Once the poison was cleared, the ocean began to yield its ratnas or gems. Over a millennium of churning, 14 miraculous treasures emerged from the foam, including Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and fortune, who immediately chose Vishnu as her companion. The Apsaras, divine celestial beings of song and dance. Surabhi, the wish-granting cow. Airavata, the three-headed elephant, taken by Indra. The moon and sun, destined to mark the passing of time for all of humanity. The deception of Mohini and the rise of Rahu. Finally, the physician of the gods emerged carrying the precious pot of Amrita. The asuras immediately snatched it, but Vishnu took the form of Mohini, an avatar of unimaginable beauty. As Mohini danced, she enchanted the asuras, eventually switching the pots through divine deception and returning the elixir to the devas. However, a demon named Rahu saw through the disguise. He transformed himself into a deva and managed to take a sip of the elixir. Just as he swallowed, the sun and moon alerted Mohini, who sliced off Rahu's head with her divine disc. Because the Amrita had already reached his throat, his head remained immortal, while his body perished. Legend says that to this day, Rahu's immortal head occasionally swallows the sun and moon out of revenge, creating solar and lunar eclipses. Final reflection. This epic journey reminds us that the struggle for balance between our higher deva nature and our lower asura ego is constant. We currently live in the Kali Yuga, the final age of the cycle, where we await the final avatar to cleanse the world of oppression and restore righteousness. The sculpture at Bangkok's Suvarna Bhumi Airport stands as a perfect modern classic, reminding travelers that even in our high-tech 21st century, this powerful story of cooperation, sacrifice, and the search for inner Amrita remains eternally relevant.